Have you seen Double King yet? It's a short film by Felix Colgrave, the guy who made such lovely fever dreams such as The Elephant's Garden and Source by Fever the Ghost. I'm entranced by this short, and the art style's amazing. It's trippy as all hell. There are some things that just make me wonder though. Some things too specific. So, I get that it's meant to be mostly just creative imagery, but the plot, quote-unquote, that unfolds makes me wonder, why is this king doing this, and why did you chop your finger off, and why though? This is your last chance to go view the film on its own. It's not really a spoiler warning, but still, go watch it. So before I get into this proper analysis, I just want to shout out the art. That's some good shit right there. Look at that lasagna flag. Anyways, there are a lot of interesting parallels hiding within the very surface level of the film. For instance, the creatures that look like the king in the cave are cave dwellers. Our king comes from very lowly places. Looks like we got ourselves a Dio complex here, as our king wants to be as far away from his pathetic roots as possible. Another interesting thing to note is that the king's robes match the carpet to the dinner after death. This paints him as sort of a Grim Reaper type character, what with him wearing the decor of the underworld. It's also worth mentioning that while all the other kings show the wounds that killed them, like liches, the Double King and the Pumpkin King do not. This could possibly mean that our king is meant to be king because of some divine right, much like the Pumpkin King. But that may be a bit of a stretch. Alright, let's get into the real meat and potatoes of this gem. I'd say that the Double King is a tyrant. He usurps all around him and is either hostile towards his subjects or he ignores them, too busy gathering more power. This political theory adopted by the king isn't anything new, actually. Our Double King seems to be on a crash course with the famous political theorist, Machiavelli, particularly in his book The Prince. The Prince was written over 500 years ago, and has had a lot of influence over some of history's most famous tyrants such as Mussolini, Stalin, Napoleon, and Henry VIII. It even swayed the Medicis, whom it's somewhat a critique of. A prince must have no other objective, no other thought, nor take up any other profession but that of war, its methods, its discipline, for that is the only art expected of a ruler, and it is of such great value that it not only keeps hereditary princes in power, but often raises men of lowly condition to that rank. To start, our single king makes a pilgrimage to see another king, the Rat King. Our king must be a new monarch as he's greeted in a friendly way by the Rat King, only to swiftly assassinate him. This is sort of his shtick, roaming around and dealing out slaps to the neighbors. He always does it in a single strike too, ruthless as fuck, man. In The Prince, similar advice is given. If an injury has to be done to a man, it should be so swift and so severe that his vengeance need not be feared. An envoy is sent to pledge loyalty to the Double King, and is met with an absurdly large castle and a welcome wagon. Even though mice love cheese, and one mouse is even tempted to take it, it's obviously meant to hurt the mice. This is an underhanded method of eradicating those who might oppose him, his first conquered subjects. He's not so powerful as to not be overthrown yet, so his first subjects are given the choice. Either bow at my doorstep, or die. Machiavelli covers kingdoms won by wicked means, saying that evil acts should be done to ensure one's power, but all at once, so that the sting is always in memory, and not in present. Meanwhile, in heaven or something, the majestic Goat King drops his crown, passing on his right to rule to a cloud, which waters a pumpkin, giving that pumpkin divine right. And then it's gone. From the rotting remains of the Pumpkin King's crown, a new king plus subjects arise, and the Lord of the Flies. The fly guy tries to take back the kingdom, as it were, so the Double King cuts off the snake's head, earning himself a cute little trinket of a kingdom. Then he literally cuts off the snake's head. This crown seems a bit too much for him to handle though. As he falls, we see creatures similar to the king in a cave. We could also see one in a hole earlier. As the king's subjects expand, they seem to be ignored. They don't seem bothered by it though. At this point, the king is a king of 4 peoples, 5 if you count the cave creatures. A king, well armed, and seems to be liked by his people enough, is difficult to fight at all, even from the inside. The Double King takes another victim with the Moist Monarch, but that crown evades him. Seems like a useless death then, considering that the king didn't even bother going after the crown. Then we see a Caterpillar King pass down his crown as he's given a Viking funeral / metamorphosis. The Double King's hot on his tail though as soon as he's in view. After chasing him to a butterfly heaven place thingy, we see that there's no Butterfly King at all. Progressive. There is, however, a Mountain King. Naturally, the Double King takes up residence in the crown. He shoos away the fort that got him there. While this seems odd on the outside, Machiavelli gives a pretty logical explanation. Fortresses, therefore, are useful or not according to the circumstances. If they do you good, they hurt you in another way. And this question can be reasoned thus. The prince who has more to fear from the people than from foreigners ought to build fortresses, but he who has more to fear from foreigners than from the people ought to leave them alone. Claiming a kingdom as large as a mountain, on top of his other kingdoms, the line between foreigner and local are a bit blurred. The Double King doesn't really adapt to the size of his kingdom though. Walking through the forest inside the mountain, he wanders into a Mushroom King to usurp. It's an easy victory, but he's not really sure what to do with such a kingdom. He's still chasing crowns that arise within his kingdom, so small they aren't even worth the effort, but still treason to the king. He didn't kill the Mushroom King, he simply took the crown. Machiavelli would say that he's not keeping up with the times by doing this. He's been fortunate, but too reliant on his good fortune. Maybe in real life this is comparable to imprisoning a rebel leader. It doesn't stop the rebellion, it only shows that the king thinks that he's infallible. In this light, let's look at the fact that the traitorous king is both a mushroom and named Dirt in the credits. To the Double King, he's as important as the dirt he treads upon, while Dirt, the Mushroom King, feels as though he's been taken advantage of by the Double King. You know, kept in the dark, fed shit, mushrooms. Joke, joke. A more familiar but fake crown allures him into an endless sea of flowers. After losing sight of the false crown, he spots the fly crown on his finger. He turns against himself, just unable to break the habit of conquering.
Whoa, nice graphic!
So yeah, he did. Chasing the fake crown that seems to pop up everywhere seems to drive the Double King a bit crazy before all that finger chopping. It's understandable. After not obliterating the Mushroom King, as he should have, other rebellions arose in the form of these false crowns that pop up everywhere. Driven mad by all the rebellion, the king turns on the very first rebellious kingdom, the Fly Kingdom. Despite the fact that the fly's crown is causing him no harm or distress, he mutilates this finger. I'm saying that he killed the flies in his kingdom out of paranoia that they would revolt, even though they didn't really make a move to. He goofed, and this action caused his people to hate him, killing the Double King. Funny enough, the fact that he's dead doesn't really worry him. It's the fact that he's not a king anymore. He finds where all the dead kings retire to. Unable to simply sit and enjoy death, he rushes to grab the Skellington's crown, even though it is much too big for him. He's powerless against the spooky spook, though. After having a bit of a fit, he becomes a bigger problem than it's worth, and he's given the crown. He's a little shit one last time and flings himself into the endless void of space. I see the final bit where the Double King gets the Skella crown as a reflection on his fall. He's blinded by power and fortune, trampling everybody and never looking back. Because of this, he fell from power, and from the world. I hope it's plain to see that I love this short. I think that having the Machiavellian themes makes it sort of timeless, as Machiavelli is always relevant in some way. Colgrave has got an amazing style, and I like how you can see it develop a little bit throughout the film since it took years to make. His earlier work is hot as fuck too, so it's just a neat thing to see it get worked into a smoother, circle-y style near the end of the film. The more you look into it, the more you see. Double King is a fantastic work of animation, and is always going to be one of my favorite YouTube videos. It's a classic in the digital era. Hello everybody! Damn, it certainly took me long enough to make this, huh? Yep, sorry, I don't got much excuse other than I'm lazy, work, yada yada yada. But hey, Double King Reupload, finally here. Now with audible audio. Imagine that. So you might have noticed in this video that the content is more or less unchanged, and I realize some of you are going to be a little bit disappointed by that. But hey, don't worry. Let's just say, this isn't the last you've heard of my opinions on Double King. On that note, I've got something new cooking up for you guys. It'll be ready in like a week or two or so. In that video, I hope to showcase some of the amazing comments that were left in the last Double King video, and I'm kind of hoping to just clear up some of my ideas on Felix Colgrave as an artist as a whole. But hey, this channel isn't all about worshipping Felix Colgrave and Double King, so as soon as that next video's done, that's the last you're going to hear about it for quite a while, at least. After that, I'm hoping to roll into some spooky October-themed stuff. I'm sure all you guys are going to enjoy that a lot. I know I am. I've always wanted to make some horror videos. Hopefully through this video, you kind of see the aesthetic that I'm trying to push this channel to go for. Do you enjoy it? Do you hate it? Leave it in the comments. Another thing, I know a lot of people really liked To Binge as my intro before, and I really only planned on using it for the Reupload Island videos, just to sort of clarify them. But hey, what do you guys think? Should I keep using To Binge, or should I keep doing what I'm doing? I've been trying to mix and match some more of the songs that I've been listening to lately, a bit more of a variety of beachy tunes, sorta. But I wouldn't mind leaving To Binge in here for a while longer. So if you really like that song so much and you want me to leave it into more videos than just the Reupload Island ones, let me know. I certainly hope you've enjoyed this video. I know I enjoyed remaking it. Please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow my Twitter at Orion Island for more updates on what's to come. There's certainly going to be some more updates coming up. And thank you for sticking with me for so long. I hope you're all enjoying Orion Island Season 2 so far, and there is more to come. So, see you next time.